I've had a spider shop delivery. Let's check it out. Hello and welcome back to Incredible Inverts and Other Animals with me, Phil. Or if it's your first time watching one of my videos, then welcome. And as I said in that opening, I've had a delivery from the spider shop. Now, obviously, if you're in the invert hobby within the UK, you'll know who the spider shop is. But if you're not, spider shop is one of the leading invertebrate suppliers, breeders, dealers within the UK. They're pretty much a one-stop shop for all things invertebrate, not just spiders, other things as well. So, and I've got a little bit of an order. Now, not everything in here is actually for me. Some of it is actually for my parents that they put an order in. I've got 2 boxes from them. This smaller, heavier box, which is, I presume, my substrates that I've ordered. And so I was in need of some different substrates, so I put an order in for that. And then got a much larger box here, which will have the livestock in. And it's much lighter as well. But like I said, not all the livestock in here is for me. Some of that is actually for my parents, who, if you don't know, run a company called Amazing Reptiles, which is a display company. And also go around the country doing animal displays. And so for the past year, I haven't been able to do any of those, but hopefully we're starting to look like we're coming out of lockdown now within the UK a little bit. Schools have gone back, so that's great. And we're obviously hoping that at least the latter part of the summer, we may be able to start doing displays and stuff again. So I said I'm looking at doing the spider shop order, and someone was like, "Oh, can you order me some bits?" So I know what's in here. Some Millipedes in here, as well as some other bits for myself. But we're going to crack it open, have a look, so you know what it's like to get a spider shop order if you are looking to do one yourself. So let's get these boxes. Okay, so I've opened up the boxes. So as expected, this is a box of substrates. As you can see, really well packaged for them. So in here is, I ordered a couple of beetle leaf substrates, so beetle, so leaf mulch for all my fruit beetle larvae. So I've run out of stuff and haven't been able to go out and collect any myself. So I'll order some and I can't see what it's like from them. And we've got 2 bags of millipede substrate as well. So got some millipedes in, so I thought, well, better get some substrate for them, and I'll probably do a bit of a mix with organic compost and stuff, make that go a bit further. Also got in, which is a substrate I've never used before, been looking at making it myself, but I haven't got around to it yet, is flake soil. So getting 2 bags of flake soil, and so that's a specialist sort of substrate for things like rhino beetles and stuff. As I've been looking into making it myself, but I haven't got round to it yet. And then another thing I've got is 2 bags of wood as well. So rotten oak wood, again for beetles. So a lot of beetle substrate and a millipede as well. And obviously these sort of the beetle leaf and the wood can also be used for millipedes as well as various other things. So it can be used with cockroaches, nothing to that. So absolutely fantastic. I've recently used the beetle leaf and the wood at work, and yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. So I know what that's like. Flake soil I'm going to test out with my tree peas, eggs and grubs. So maybe check back in a later video for that, where I'll hopefully have used that. I'll use that and see how I get on using the flake soil. But yeah, no, I'm happy with those and the look of those. Okay, so next up, the main event is the livestock. So this is pretty much what you expect to see once you undo the box, is lots of packing peanuts and then a second box inside, especially if the weather is a little chilly. During some time they may not do that, but first of all, always take care in how they package their animals. So a box within a box, and there'll be lots of packing peanuts within the other box as well. So just get some of these out, and then we'll undo that box as well and see exactly what I've ordered. So in here should be, I think, some millipedes, some for myself and some for my parents. as well as a giant vinegaroon for my parents, and then for myself a species of mantis and some assassin bugs. So just a few little additions. Okay, so the box is open, and I'll do this, and again, as I said, more packing peanuts. So we'll just get these out of the way and see what will come first. Like I say, I know what's in here. Buy shop, if you haven't ordered from them, and as you can see, packaging is always 10 out of 10. This is what to expect from these guys. Look, their service is absolutely fantastic as well. Really easy to use website. And on the occasion that you order something and they don't have it in stock, or they've run out, which did happen in this instance, so I did order a species of millipede, and then when it came to from them packing it up, they actually ran out. They did email me with the dispatch email to say that they'd run out and that a refund was on its way, which has come through. And sometimes, depending on who's doing the packaging or sorting out the order, sometimes we'll get a message straight from Lee, sometimes saying that, oh, they've ran out of whatever it is, did I want a refund or replace it with something else? And often I'll say, yeah, I might choose something, or say just replace it with something awesome. So let's see, first one. So it's just got my name on it. So these are the assassin bugs. So these are white spot assassin bugs, Platymerus vigitatus, and I ordered 6 of these little guys. So hopefully you can see them there. I'll get some closer footage of them all. So 6 little nymphs in here. Assassin bugs, absolutely fantastic little creatures. Absolutely love assassin bugs. I currently have Platymerus vigitatus, and I have these guys, this species, at work as well. But it's been a while since I've had this species in my own personal collection, so there should be 6 in there. As I will get some closer up footage later. So in here, ordered. So assassin bugs are for me. These guys in here are for me. These are 4 ivory millipedes. That's in there. Let's see, I can get the light on them. But so 4 little ivory millipedes. Again, absolutely fantastic little species. And we'll get some close-up footage of them all, and of course I'll film their rehouses and setups and stuff. That may be in a separate video, depending on how long it all sort of takes for footage. I don't want this one video to be sort of too long. Okay, so this one in here is for my parents. So this is the vinegaroon in here. There it is. Just see that there. Looks absolutely fantastic. So that's one for my parents for their displays. So I currently have one here. I'll put a link in the description, maybe a card up, for a video on the introduction to vinegaroons. So I have the giant and also have a Thai vinegaroon as well. Hey, next one, this is for my parents as well, is a gigas, so the African giant millipedes. So this is for their displays. There we go. And there's 2 in there, 2 nice big millipedes. And so another fantastic species. So there's 2 for me, 2 for my parents. This one's also for my parents, the golden desert millipede, the artis. Absolutely stunning species. So there's 2 of those in here as well. So the ones for my parents I may not get rehousing stuff for them because they're not going to stay here. They're going to go to my parents' place. But I've got the heat pack, still warm, fantastic. And then there should be 2 more things in here. Should be a mantis, and then it also has, so here's the mantis. And this is the elegans. There's just just there, little nymph mantis. So it's the banded flower mantis. Absolutely stunning little thing. So, okay, it's sort of been a while since I've had a mantis in my collection. I don't tend to breed mantids myself, because I've done in the past, but it just takes up so much time. Sometimes we've ended up with hundreds and hundreds of babies in little cups. Then I'm just going to search, because there should be one more thing in here, which was basically a cheeky add-on to the order. Ah, there we go. So Livestock now, a little bit like in the supermarket, where we'll get the sort of sweets and stuff right at the counter. Just checking, make sure there's nothing else in here. They've started doing little sort of additions to your order. And so when you go to checkout, you can add on little things. So I'm not going to get this out here, but I'll show you some footage of it, just because this is a Chilobrachys. So if you don't know what it is, that's a species of old world tarantula. So it's an Asian species, Chilobrachys humani, 1 centimetre sling. So haven't had a sling for a while, haven't had a Chilobrachys before, my first Chilobrachys. So get this rehoused, and then I'll show you what it looks like in the rehousing. And I'll perhaps put some footage on this again, just in case the rehousing video makes this one video too long. So they're all going to be rehoused now and sorted out and make sure that they're all good. So, and I'll show you some close-up footage of everything in this one, but also do come back for the sort of actual proper sort of rehousing videos, if you like. So let's go and have a closer look at these guys. Right, okay, so first up I'm going to rehouse the Chilobrachys. So just set up a little simple sling enclosure. So these ones you can actually get from the workshop. I had this, I got this one actually last year, actually with some beetles, actually is what they sold the beetles in. And it's been lying around empty, so yeah, I thought, well, I need to make use of it somehow. So it's just got some organic compost in, hide, little starter burrow just here, because it's probably going to burrow, but there's a hide there if it wants to go into there. A little bit of sphagnum moss and a little water bowl. What I really like about these, well, I haven't, as it'll be the first time I use it, is the fact that this lid has this little flap here for all the kind of maintenance access, so you don't necessarily have to have this huge big space open, which is probably really handy for species that could be, you know, potentially bolty. So like I said, this is my first Chilobrachys species, and that's why I'm putting this in a larger tub, just in case it decides to make a runner. But hopefully we can get it out nicely into here. It'll go into the hide or into the burrow, to be seen perhaps when I have to rehouse it as it gets bigger. So this could be the last time, or the first and last time, we actually see this individual potentially. So I can see it right down in there. You might just be able to make that out. So common name for this species is the Asian fawn. And so I've been looking at a couple of Chilobrachys over the years. They do look absolutely beautiful, a lot of them. So it's just a little tiny little 1 centimetre sling. There it is. Absolute little darling. So what I want to do is just gently coax it out. Kind of want it to come out on its own accord a little bit. You don't want it to obviously to stress it out or anyway. So it will be in here for at least, you know, hopefully a good while as it gets bigger, and as it gets bigger it'll hopefully get its fawn coloration. I'll just see where it, and there it is. Hopefully it'll run down into that burrow, hopefully, or in the little hide. And it's always best with any animal not to rush them. Anything, you know, you want them to take their time. It's been shipped over, so gently, 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 it's off. There we go, and it's in. Put the lid on. Done. Now I will try and get some photos of it, but obviously it is very, very small. Most slings all look very, very similar to each other at this stage. Never knows I won't start putting its coloration or getting its coloration until much later. I'll see if I can get some close-up footage, but that may be the only footage we get. I don't want to obviously stress it out in any way. Okay, so this has not been rehoused in here. So this is the dining room, like I said, is actually for my parents. I thought I'll give you a nice closer look at this particular one. I kind of want to just obviously make sure that looks fine, and that it looks absolutely stunning. So steady on camera. Absolutely beautiful vinegaroon. Looks in pretty much perfect condition. Looks like it's got one missing kind of feeler, if you like, the front leg just there, but that's absolutely fine. That does happen on occasion. So it's got this here. So it looks like an antennae, if you don't know, but it's actually front leg. Front legs have been modified. So they are an arachnid. They have 8 legs, but they walk on 6, and use the front 2 essentially as sensory organs. So that's a closer look at the giant vinegaroon. I'll pop that back over because I'll take this over to my parents for them to sort out themselves into what they want to keep it in. And these are the desert gold or golden desert millipedes. I'm just going to use this stuff just so that I don't get dirt all over my table. And there we go. As you can see, absolutely stunning species of millipede. These come from the US, so they're absolutely fantastic. They're not a huge species. There's about 40 growing for these guys, so really, really common. And there is even a sort of brown, sometimes called the chocolate one, which is said to be the same species, but taxonomy on millipedes isn't always the best. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I certainly prefer the golden ones. Personally, I think they're absolutely stunning. Okay, so here's the giant millipedes, or the Aegigus, again for my parents. So I'll just have a closer look at these guys. Again, an absolutely stunning species of millipede. So they're one of the larger species that you can get. They're a little bit sluggish from their journey, and that's to be expected. So, and I'm sure these will be very, very popular in my parents' animal displays. So we'll pop them back. And again, I'll be taking those off to my parents so they can sort them out in the enclosures that they're going to keep them in as well. And here we have my ivory millipede. So there they are. Absolutely stunning species of millipede. So there's 4 in here. For me, I may add more at a later date. Potentially, you can get ones that are purple as well, which I was in order, but they had actually ran out on the site. So I thought I'll go for the regular ivories because I do like these guys. But this one's got a little bit of purple on it. And these are, like I say, an absolutely fantastic species, and we'll be setting them up. Although it looks like I might have had one dead on arrival, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunately this one has actually died in transit by looks of things. Now this can happen, maybe it tried to molt. So I'll contact the supply shop just to let them know that has happened. I'll make sure that there's not another one in the tub, and I'll do that in the rehousing. And so it's not something that happens very often. I'll tip this out because it's where they're going to go in. Yeah, no, doesn't happen very often. I mean, it's actually the first time in my long history of ordering from the spider shop that I've had a DOA dead on arrival. No, and it could be anything. It could be that it's, like I say, it could be that it's tried to molt in transit, and this is one of the risks, of course, of ordering online. I'm sure that they will be quick to sort the issue out, so I will let the spider shop know of this issue, and I will take photos of this particular one just in case they need any evidence at all. So that's a shame, but there's 3 healthy looking ones here. These look absolutely fantastic. So yeah, a bit of a downer, but it's one of those things, unfortunately. Okay, so this is going to be tough. I'm going to stick the ivory millipedes in anyway, so I'm going to be using Spider Shop's millipede substrate. This one I might mix in some organic compost in as well. So it'll be the first time I've used their millipede substrate, so it can be almost like a longer term review of this as well. So far it feels quite nice. So it's good. It looks like it's got lots of wood in there, which is great for millipedes as well as leaves. It looks like it's got some moss and lichens and stuff in there as well, so that's the mix. Look, that's absolutely fantastic. We want all these kind of all rich goodness and goodies within the substrate for them. Yeah, it does need more than a bag. Also, I do have 2 bags. I'm going to bulk it out with some compost in here as well. Okay, so I've added some organic compost in this. So if you haven't watched my beetle maintenance or beetle larvae maintenance video, it's the same compost I've used in there, so New Horizon compost. And I'm going to just add a little bit of sphagnum moss in here as well for them. I'm also going to add a big old chunk of cork bark, just give them something to hide under, something to climb around on. Okay. There we go. And then we'll add a little bit of veg. I don't really eat a huge amount. The substrate is the key kind of ingredient for them, if you like. So I'll add a little bit of veg in here and then get the millipedes in. I've got a little bit of courgette and a little bit of carrot for them, and that's very simple sort of setup for this guy. So here again, for all 3 lovely ivory millipedes. I'm going to stick these in here, and then we'll get some close-up or some closer footage, hopefully, of them exploring around. I'll just tip this little bit of extra dirt in as well. Okay, so here I've made up a nice little simple setup for the white spot assassin bugs. So this is just obviously for their nymph stage. It won't be big enough once they reach adulthood. So it's just a little mix of organic compost, some coir, some sphagnum moss, a couple of cool bark and a fake plant in here for them. I might as well add the leaves. Oh, there's one on a leaf right there. So even at this age, they're really pretty. and then as they get older, they start looking more and more like the adult version, which is basically black with white spots on their wings. So sometimes also called the twin spot as well, but Plasmaris vegetatus is the scientific name for them. I do have to obviously be a little bit careful when these are a true bug. So they are venomous, so you don't want to get bitten by these guys at all. So, and they can also spray their venom as well, so you do want to be a little careful with them. I've never had a problem with assassin bugs myself. They've always been fine with me. I've never been sprayed by any. So, but you know, you don't want to risk it. So I don't recommend handling these guys at all. That's why I use tweezers. I just want to guide it in, but also watch out that it doesn't accidentally walk over my fingers or anything. Out you pop. That's because even a bite from this one this size is probably going to hurt a fair bit, and I don't like being hurt, so I'd rather not take the risk. And if it comes down to it, I don't mind leaving this bit of egg crate in here and allowing them to come off their own accord. That's absolutely fine, and they'll even perhaps use this just as a refugia. Anyway, so that's all. Now I just want to check in here just in case there's any. There we go, there's one that was just in the substrate. Pop you in. They'll go and hide off. Might as well make use of the substrate in here. That's what they've come on. I just want to make sure that there's none hiding anywhere, as that can certainly happen. As much as I'd say Spy Shop do package things well, that doesn't look like there is. So there should be 6 little assassin bugs in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to presume there's 6 in there. They've never done me wrong. Spy Shop, and it's always sometimes hard to tell when they're all moving around. But hopefully you'll rate me. Yep. Lovely, lovely little species. And if you're getting into assassin bugs, this is probably the species they may want to start off with. So, the other species I have here with me currently is the yellow spot, the Gutinopenis, which I don't often see available. So when I saw those available at the Southeast Arachnid show, back when shows were a thing, I had to pick up. Well, we'll see if I can get some closer footage of these guys for you. Okay, so last but not least will be my little mantis. So this is the banded mantis, or Phaeopropus elegans. I've kept this species before many years ago. I've just done a very simple setup in this pot for now of some organic compost and sphagnum moss and a couple of sticks. So keep it simple for now, and then as it gets older, as it gets bigger, so we make it a bit more complex for them. So it's always sometimes nice to keep it a little bit simple to begin with, just so you can keep an eye on it, make sure that it's eating fine, make sure it's put on weight. Let's get this camera focused. Focus. There we go. And look at that little thing. Isn't that just beautiful? And a little wave there. Looking right at you. Absolutely love these little guys. And it was about time that I got a mantis back in the collection. And so we'll stick it into this little enclosure. Ooh. And have a bit of a runner. And onto the stick. There we are. What a little beauty. Right, okay, well I hope you enjoyed that unboxing from the spider shop. Bit of a downer with the millipede that didn't make it through transit. I'm filming this part kind of a couple of days later, so the package arrived on Tuesday. I'm filming this part on Thursday. Video will come out on Sunday, so a few days in between. So I wanted to film this part a little bit later just so I've heard back from them. So after I'd done all the sort of housings, made sure everything was okay, so I did shoot the spider shop an email with a photo of that millipede, just to explain, and you know, unfortunately it happened. That was after hours when that email got sent. So Wednesday I did get an email from them saying that they were sorry that this happened and what did I want to do about it. So they offered me a couple of options of either full refund for that individual, or I could have one added on to my next order, as long as I sort of remind them of it. I'll probably forget, so I've chosen refund in this instance, which they have sent me. So got an email again today saying that's all sorted, and I've had the email, you know, from PayPal and stuff saying, yeah, refund's coming free. And you know, that's right. That's, you know, why we use people like the spider shop. Any kind of problem, they're quick to sort it out. This is something, as far as I'm aware, this is my first ever DOA, or dead on arrival, that I've ever had in my history of ordering invertebrates online. It is a risk when you're ordering stuff, but I think it's a very small risk. But it's always important to remember that, you know, it is a risk. There was nothing wrong with the packaging whatsoever. I know it was all fine. Because sometimes, you know, it might be that the courier company, whoever it might be, perhaps they didn't take care of the boxes or whatever, but everything was labelled. You know, the box with the inverts in, I always have it labelled, or choose the option for them to label it saying live inverts, because I don't want someone jucking my box around. And so, but there was no damage to the boxes, you know, either the outside one or the second box inside. There was no way anything could move, so certainly no fault on the spider shop's part at all. It's just an unfortunate thing that's happened. You know, that one individual perhaps that tried to molt en route, and that wouldn't have been successful if it was trying to do that. However, maybe that's why that one perhaps that one had just molted, but for some reason had come to the surface, and so when picking out, you know, didn't realise that it just molted or something. Whatever it was, it's one of those things, unfortunately, but it doesn't happen very often. Like I say, as far as I'm aware, this is my first ever sort of DOA from any company. So, and yeah, spider shop, professional as always, quick to sort that out. So as I said, this bit is filmed sort of a couple of days later, so it's why I'm in a different t-shirt to the beginning. So, but they were all rehoused, of course, that evening, or that same day that they arrived. So as soon as I opened it up, got them all sorted, and they're all doing fine. Everything else is doing absolutely fantastic. The ones that have my parents, have gone to my parents, and about that, yeah, they've all settled in well. And so, so the 3 ivory millipedes munching away, on some sticks and lichen to put those in later on, basically the next day on Wednesday, when I could go and get some and even pick some more up today, because there's some massive gales today on Thursday here at the park at the zoo, so lots of twigs around covered in lichen. So it's always one of my favourite days when that happens, because I get to go around collecting them all for all the various inverts, not just for me but also for the ones at the zoo. The mantis doing great. It's had a couple of flies already straight away. So, and the assassin bugs as well, they've been eating. So, and the little killer brackies showed itself this morning actually. So that was actually out about wandering around, checking out the enclosure. So I was able to get a couple of photos just through the plastic of the tub, and if I can, I'll put those up on here. But if not, they'll go up on my brand new Facebook page. So and also my Instagram page as well. So if you don't follow me on there, I'm not the most active when it comes to social media, so you have to bear with me. But I'll try and be might even post some photos and stuff. So I'll definitely put photos up on my Instagram and also the new Facebook page, and I'll put links down in the description for that. So again, there'll be links as well for the spider shop. So if you haven't heard of them, how or if go and check them out. So if you're getting into the invert hobby, check out the spider shop. You can't go wrong. You might find stuff cheaper elsewhere, but the spider shop service speaks for itself. And so that's around most people in the UK invert hobby use the spider shop for very good reasons. So other than that, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do put some comments down below as well. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe. I'm almost at 200, which is amazing. So until then, I'll see you next Sunday for the next video. Goodbye. Keep rocking.